Vinny, Mike mentioned you were trying to invite Joel to a naked theater play a night before he was leaving. Nothing about the theater play was naked. I love that my friends have to keep describing things in the worst way possible. Technically not a lie, by the way, but described in the worst way possible, to the point where now I have to explain myself. There's a blood orgy, but it's not a full blood orgy. Like, first of all, viewers can't participate. It's all a noir retelling of Macbeth. Okay? And they play strobe light. They have strobe lights. They tell you not to enter. It's the Sleep No More thing I've talked about on stream like a dozen times. Where you go into this hotel, you wear eyes wide shut masks, and you watch people have a blood orgy. Oh wait, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Well, alright, so, okay, let me describe this one more time. Properly. You wear the Sleep No More mask, it looks like an Eyes Wide Shut mask, and you walk around this hotel. I call it a real-life walking simulator, like the Sunday stream games I play. You watch performers on an hour-long loop perform a noir retelling of Macbeth. You can follow the performers around and watch them perform. You can stay in one place. You can just examine the sets. They're very detailed and they tell some of the story. Even though it's noir Macbeth, there's plenty of original content and ideas throughout the whole thing. You're not allowed to speak. None of the people are allowed to speak. In fact, the only people not wearing the face masks are the performers, so that's how you know who they are. It's like 5 floors, I think, and there's a secret floor, and you don't get to have sex. There's no sex. There's no touching. If you touch a performer, you get removed. No sex. So, it's not a cult. It's not sex. You can Google it. You can look it up. It's the McKittrick Hotel in Chelsea. It is a real thing, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever done, to the point where I've explained this like a dozen times. But I feel like it's important you know that it's not a naked sex play. I saw there was dong. In one scene, I saw dong. Yeah, there was a little dong, but you don't worry about it because you don't often see it. I remember, the last time I went before the world made things difficult to go to. I don't know how they're doing it now, because everyone has to wear, you know, the face mask and the eyes wide shut thing. But last time I went, I got a one-on-one. Now that may sound like something that you would do at a strip club. No, this is art, it's performance. There's a water tower. And the matron is the name of the character. Came out of... No, it's not sex. And the performers would do one-on-ones where they would do like a little scene with you, the viewer. Again, if you touch them, you get fucking kicked out. You can't speak, you can't... You have to just watch. And they would do like little one-on-one scenes so people would want to keep coming back. So that way, they keep making money. They even have a secret 5th floor. So, last time I went, the matron character opens up her water tower, and I'm like, I'm there, because I was watching. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? I may have had a drink, and I got invited into the water tower, and she fed me tea from a spoon, and delivered some cryptic shit about, like, dead parents and other really heavy topics, and I'm like, bro. And then, she started saying some other weird cryptic shit, and then a bell rang 3 times, because there's a loop. That's how the performers know what they're doing, is there's like a soundtrack played through all the floors. And, then she kissed me on the cheek and let me out of the water tower. And that was the scene. But the thing is, she does that to, like, that scene, there's no kissing on the cheek anymore. I'm almost guaranteeing that's not a thing. But that's the one-on-one I got, the only time I got one. It's not a cult. It's not a cult. It's not sex. But, yeah, so she would do that. Like, basically, if you stand by that water tower and there's 3 people, She would walk out at a certain time when the music is exactly in the right spot for her loop. She grabs someone at random by the arm, brings them in, and then she will, you know, do the scene. So other performers, when you're following them, say after they do a big scene and tell some of the story, sometimes what will happen is they will, you know, grab one person who's watching by the arm, not sex, by the way, and take them into a private room and do another scene. This stuff is so, like, important to people and so crazy that on the subreddit, people will be like, yo, what scene did you get? There's a whole wiki devoted to every possible piece of information that the story has. And people trying to piece together all these private scenes. Maybe they only do one of those scenes like a month. You know, it's that rare. So, yeah, that's Sleep No More. It's the coolest thing ever, and I keep telling people about it. I wanted to take Joel and Mike to it, but the truth is, it would have been weird, and we wouldn't have really had a chance to hang out, because when you're all wearing masks, you just get lost. You can't really do much with your friends. You have to just, like, go walk around and explore on your own. So, yeah, so that's what it was. It's not, in fact, a real blood orgy. But it was, I've gone twice, and it was the coolest thing I've ever done in New York City in regards to, like, theater or an interactive experience. It's not an escape room. It may sound like that, but you can go into a room. There's, like, an apothecary's room. And the level of detail on the set is so intricate. You can stay in there for like an hour just examining, not sex by the way, examining every piece of equipment. And you can just kind of chill, and you can read notes that are in there. And just kind of like piece together more of the story. There are people that run down the hallways chasing like a performer because they want to see that performer's entire hour-long loop. So there are times where I was walking around and I saw like one particular performer with like 4 hangers on, just like running up and down the steps. Now these performers are definitely very physical because they have to work for like 3-4 hours a night, going up and down steps, doing scenes. And so some of the patrons decide they want to follow these performers and catch their entire loop. Not sex. So some people, what they do is they will follow the performers, other people will just stay in one room. Yes, there is a blood orgy room. No, you don't get to participate, and no, it's not real sex. None of it is sex. And that's Sleep No More. I swear to God, if the people from Sleep No More call me and they're like, excuse me, what are you trying to say about our performances? Because people are very confused, and they're showing up with, like, strap-ons and, like, lube. It's also pretty sad. There's, a scene that I watched that made me really sad. The acting was very good. They usually act with almost no words, as another aside. It's usually just kind of, expression. There's sometimes dialogue, but it's... in my experience, there wasn't a whole lot. They've got a new one? Oh. It looks like they're doing a new grade A artsy bullshit thing. Even if you're not into artsy bullshit and you don't want to try to decipher the story, the fucking mood of this place, the atmosphere, is like bar none. Just being able to walk around and explore these weird indoor graveyards with strange lighting and mist, and hearing weird noises and, like, HD quality being piped through, it feels like a Sunday stream game I've played. Which is why I went twice. Imagine the smell. No smell. Very good filtration system. God. Oh, fuck this room. Fuck this room. Vinny, when I went to sleep no more, I was on the operating room alone, and 2 nurses got on the table and started contorting and twitching without words, and it legit gave me a panic attack. So Silent Hill is what you witnessed. Yeah, I didn't see that. That was not anywhere near my experience. I'll tell you one more, in case you haven't heard this story already 3 or 4 times. I'll tell you one more. I had heard rumors about a secret 5th floor, or 4th, I forget which one. There might be, like, 2 secret floors. And people usually are kind of vague about what's up there. So, the last time I went, you start at a bar. I don't know if they do this anymore, but you started at, like, a 40s bar. Alright? And everyone's playing the part. They're all 40s. And, then you go into a room with a bunch of other people. They kind of send people in waves. Then you go into a big elevator, and they go to, like, the 3rd floor and drop you off. Okay, so the second time I went, the dude who was controlling the elevator, who had a very nice mustache, by the way, went up to the 5th floor, let one person out. The person seemed confused. He was the person closest to the door. He said, "Right this way." The person walks out to the 5th floor, and then he closes the elevator door behind him. And so that person is just gone forever now. So yeah, that one person got to experience the secret 5th floor, and none of the rest of us did. Did you ever see them? Again, everyone's wearing a mask, so you don't know who anyone is. It's just a bunch of people walking around and, you know, experiencing whatever they want, or just sitting, because they've went up and down stairs for the past 2 hours. No, there's actually a genuine secret floor. It's described as such by patrons of this production. So it's not like a room for actors to get ready. It is, genuinely, like, just kind of one of those random things that occurs to some people. No, Eyes Wide Shut does not happen up there. They were shut for 2 years. For obvious reasons. But they are operating again. I think they've changed some stuff, and they've hired new performers. And, no, not sex reasons. None of it was that. And, what else?